Hello. I've been collecting free games from the Epic Games Store for about 4 years now, and collecting games from Prime Gaming via the Prime membership for not quite 3. I've actually been making videos reviewing some of those games for also not quite 3 years. End of March 2022 is when I started. And I thought about it recently and looked back on just how many games that I've got for free, and I was amazed. It's a lot. And also, there's some really good ones in there. What I want to do is take you through, not each game, because honestly we'd be here forever, but some of the highlights of those games. And yes, I created a spreadsheet. Of course I did. Not only did I just list the games, as I was doing it, I went a bit further each time because I thought, hold on, how much are those games worth now? And then I thought, but what about the different places you can buy the games? So I looked at the prices on Epic, Steam and GOG. Learnt a few things there as well. And then also went, hold on, but how many of those games have I played? How many do I want to play? Were any of them any good? How many did I review, actually, thinking about it? About 174, it turns out. So I did a whole thing. I'll show you the spreadsheet. We won't spend too much time on it. Don't worry. It's not going to be one of those. I just want to pick out some interesting things that I found. And, of course, the most interesting thing is just how much money is it worth. I've uploaded the spreadsheet to Google Docs. I'll put a link in the description, just in case anyone is interested in going through it and seeing if there's any games that have been given away in the past that maybe might indicate something that they'd be interested in the future. I've got tabs here for Epic, GOG and Prime Gaming, because yes, GOG do give away some games. Spoiler warning, it's not very many. First of all, let's look at the Epic Games Store. Now, forgive me for not looking at you. I'm going to be looking at the spreadsheet over there. As we scroll through, I'll do it really quickly. The first thing we're going to notice is that there are 274 games that I've been given through the Epic Games Store giveaway. Oh look, I'm looking at you. That's obviously tons. You might be thinking, wow, that's so bad for Epic, but it's not. Look, yes, they've given me 274 games, but it's not like I haven't bought games from them. I bought Hitman 3. Oh, I said games, didn't I? I meant game, Hitman 3. Because I've only bought one game from the Epic Games Store. You know, thinking about it, they may not have made their money back on me. Oh well. I want to go back and just pick out a couple of notable games that I really enjoyed playing, or I'm looking forward to playing. BioShock are 3 games that specifically I'm very up for playing. I've not played them. Yes, I know gamer credentials completely ruined. I didn't have any anyway, so I don't care. But these are 3 games, BioShock 2, 1, 2 and Infinite, all remastered or complete editions. Fantastic. Looking forward to playing them at some point. Something else that they've given away that I'm interested in playing is Death Stranding. Not for everyone, by the number of people that just called it a walking simulator, but I see people play it in the day. I'm interested. Dishonored, another classic series that I really enjoyed playing. I did review that. Doki Doki Literature Club. That was such an interesting and different game that I really enjoyed. Empyrean Galactic Survival, not a game that everyone has probably heard. It's a survival game, as the title suggests. I have watched people play it, and it looked interesting. It looked very in-depth. I have started playing it. I am enjoying it. I haven't really had time to fully get into it, though. Another very embarrassing thing to admit as an old gamer, I didn't play the original Fallout games. I actually only started at Fallout 4, which obviously is nothing like the first 3 games and New Vegas. Epic said to me, "We got you, bro, don't worry about it," and gave me Fallout Classic, Fallout 3 Game of the Year, and Fallout New Vegas Ultimate Edition. Awesome. I'll be playing Fallout. All the Fallouts at some point. A game that I think was pretty well regarded critically, if nothing else, is Loop Hero. I was very happy to get that game. Fantastic game. I put a fair few hours into Loop Hero. I really enjoyed it. Very simple graphically, but just a really fun roguelike. There's a trio of like really big games that I was quite surprised that Epic were giving away. Maneater came out, I don't know, maybe 6 months after it was actually released. AAA game. I really enjoyed that one. Guardians of the Galaxy. I've not played it yet, but I know that it's very well regarded as well. Marvel Midnight Suns. Also, really good game. Came out on Epic for free not that long after it came out originally. Pathfinder Kingmaker Enhanced Edition is another one that I am very much on board with playing at some point. That's obviously going to be a huge game, but very much in my wheelhouse of CRPGs. Cheers, Epic. The last one I want to call out from Epic is Warhammer 40k Mechanicus. Such a good tactical game. I really enjoyed that one. I'm kind of getting into Warhammer 40k actually. I think a lot of people have done, especially with Space Marine 2 releasing recently. I've watched people play that online. That looked great. Oh, I forgot. The Lord of the Rings Return to Moria. Probably not a game a lot of people really wanted to play, especially from the Lord of the Rings. It is a survival game and it's pretty restrictive. But you know what? I'm enjoying it. I'm really getting into the building and just moving along at my own pace. Honestly, a decent game. Really decent game. I'm not saying that there's no other good games in that list, because there are. There's a lot of good games that I played, a lot of good games that I made reviews on. So, a little bit of a YouTuber plug. Feel free to go and watch those reviews at some point. A lot of them really need the views. But anyway, there's a lot of games that I've enjoyed. There's a lot of games that I want to play that I haven't played. We'll get to all that a little bit later. Here's something that you do want to know though, probably. Because I definitely did. If I had to buy all of those games, how much would it cost me today? Not at the game price when they were released, not at the game price when Epic gave them away, but at the price if I needed to buy them from the Epic Games Store right now. So I did that. I got all the prices. And it's a very impressive £5,075.71. £5,000. That's such a lot of money for Hitman 3, effectively. I paid £45 for that. I think I won. Do I think you should sign up for an Epic Games account? Oh yeah. Yes. Obviously you're not going to get £5,000 worth like next week. One thing I do highly recommend, and I don't think Epic really make that big a thing of it, is that over the Christmas period, for 2 weeks, they give away a game a day. The last game they gave away this year was Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. Obviously Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is out shortly. Go sign up and start earning your free games now is my recommendation. I'm not affiliated with Epic at all. I just think there's games that are out there that you can pick up without spending any money, and some of them are really, really worthwhile. It's actually why I started reviewing the games on Epic and Prime Gaming. It's because, admittedly, no one's going to see my videos, but I just wanted people to know that these things are available and not to miss out on them. Okay, let's move on to good old game store, GOG. This won't take long. We've only got 6 games, and overall the cost is £38.29. I've not played any of them. I don't particularly want to play any of them. And the reason that I've not reviewed them on YouTube is that typically they're only available for a couple of days. And typically I only get the email a day before they're gone. So I don't really get a chance to let you know that the game's there before you wouldn't even be able to get it. Let's move on to Prime Gaming. Now, shockingly, even though this is only 3 years, this is by far the biggest number of games that have been given away. Kind of. There's a little bit of weirdness here, which let's get through the list quickly, and then I'll talk about. Because Prime Gaming's interesting. I don't know why they're doing it. We'll get into that. They've given away 400 games over the last 3 years. That's how many I've collected. A few things that really stick out to me, particularly, are Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 Enhanced Editions. I think I've even got Baldur's Gate behind me, 1 and 2, on my shelf. So I didn't really need it. I've played them before. But I love them. They are fantastic games. That's why I was so excited for Baldur's Gate 3. You'll see, though, on my spreadsheet that they're there twice. Let's get into it now, because this is kind of weird. For some reason, Amazon are giving away, in this example, Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 via the Amazon Game Launcher, which is their own thing, but they've also given it away via Good Old Games. And honestly, I don't know why. Like, these were months apart, so they didn't do it at the same time. And are they phasing out Amazon Games? Is that their plan? Why would they do that? Is it just filling up the number of free games that are given away in a month? Like, they'll wait 6 months and then go, okay, we'll make it look like we're giving away more games, but we can't give it away again via Amazon, so we'll give it away again via GOG. I actually don't mind. I would massively prefer them to give it away via Good Old Games, because I can then download those games from GOG DRM free. Very much like GOG because of that. And no, I haven't got round to downloading all of my games that I've got on GOG yet, but I will do. I'll get there. As we move down the list a little bit, you may notice that we've got BioShock and BioShock 2 remasters. Well, we had those from Epic, so you will notice as we go through, you might pick out that there are duplicates between the giveaways. So not just Amazon giving away a game twice, but Epic also giving away the game that Amazon's given away. And this happened a few times where Amazon has given away a game via the Epic Game Store for a month, like they do, and then as soon as that month is up, Epic then gives away that game for free for a week. I don't know why they're doing it that way. For me, it's a shame because obviously I've already got it. But if you're just on Epic, I guess good, because, you know, you're getting a game that otherwise you wouldn't. A few more things that are sticking out to me that I called out, like on the Epic Game Store. Deathloop is a game that obviously was a big AAA game that came out. I've not really played it. I played it very briefly for my Xbox versus GeForce Now streaming review. But it's one that's on the list of would like to play. Dishonored and Dishonored 2. Dishonored I've mentioned already. Dishonored 2 is great. Dredge, I'd like to shout out Dredge. A really good indie game that was very well reviewed. I've played it. I loved it. Really excellent game. Fantastic to get that one for free. All the Fallouts are here again. This one via GOG. So I've got them on GOG and on Epic Game Store. I think the reason Amazon gave it away, though, is to promote their Fallout TV show. I wouldn't be surprised if they also paid Epic to give it away at the same time too. Greedfall is one that sticks out as a game that I saw a lot about. It looked interesting, not necessarily fantastic, but interesting enough that I would have played it had I had the money. But I've got it via GOG now, so I will be playing that at some point. Heroes Hour is a very good indie version of Heroes of Might and Magic. The old style games that I've played every single one of them. And I've loved all of them. So Heroes Hour was fantastic. I think in the review I said that it was a carbon copy of Heroes of Might and Magic. And a couple of people gave me a dislike. I don't know if it was for that, but that was a compliment. Anyway, Icewind Dale was part of my gaming history. Loved Icewind Dale. Loved that they gave it away. Hoping that they give away 2 as well. Hoping that they do it via GOG so I can download it. Yes, I've got the box on there, but it's so much easier if I can just stick it on a hard drive instead of having to get a CD player. We've also got Planescape Torment. We've got the Elder Scrolls 3 and 4 on here that they've given away. If you're a CRPG player, historically, it's been well worth having a Prime Gaming membership. There's so many of the classics that they've given away. It's fantastic. There's a lot more games on here that I've really enjoyed or that I want to play. And I'm not throwing shade by not mentioning them. Like I said on Epic, we'll be here forever if I did mention everyone. Let's just jump to the money part. I did something a little bit different for Prime Gaming rather than just go through the Epic Games Store, because honestly, some of these games are not available on every game shop. What I did is I went through, got costs for Epic, GOG and Steam, got the lowest cost. So if one company is giving it away for significantly smaller, by the way, that's almost always GOG. There's a few that are like 90% off. So they come in at a tenth of the cost. A lot of the time they come in at a third of the cost. Moral of the story here is that if you want an older game, it's a classic game, it's an indie game, have a look at GOG just in case. I've got 2 costs, one for Steam and one for the lowest cost. For Steam, the Steam cost is £4,806.85. Absolutely huge amount of money. Notably, not as much as Epic, even though there's more games. Looking at the lowest cost, that knocks nearly £800 off. That's £4,075.87. There's a couple of games that aren't available. I would say that Epic often don't have the older games. They don't seem to be interested in taking too many classic games or that many indie games. Steam is by far the most common place to find a game. So those are all the games that I've been given. But as I've said, there's games that are being given by multiple companies. Like if I look at the list of every single game that I've been given by basically just copying all of the 3 other tabs, there's 681 games. If we get rid of all of the duplicated games that I've been given, and we say, it doesn't matter to me if Amazon and Epic both gave me a game. I've only got the one game, haven't I? We get 639 games. And that's worth £7,778.30 at the prices that I found. At the lowest cost. That's still pretty good value for the money that I've spent on a Prime Gaming service that I actually didn't get for Prime Gaming. Obviously, I'm not going to play 639 games. And that kind of leads me to the last part of the spreadsheet. How many games do I actually want to play, or did I like playing? Because it's all very well saying, here's £8,000 worth of games if you don't want to play any of them, right? It's not exactly value. Let's have a look at the tab that I've listed my good games, although that name is probably not correct. because it includes games that I want to play or are interested in playing that might not actually be what I consider good games. If we take a look at this though, and you will notice some games that honestly they are a guilty pleasure for me. I'm talking about the hidden object games. Yes, they're on there. I'll talk about them in a minute. If we go through and all of the games that I'm interested in playing or have played and enjoyed, we get to a very respectable 245 games, which is a pretty decent £3,292.60. So 3,300, let's say. That's okay. I'm happy with that. Let's revisit those somewhat embarrassing maybe games, the hidden object games that my guilty pleasure that were on my list of games that I enjoyed that probably wouldn't be on other people's, because it brings up a really interesting benefit that I hadn't even considered before collecting these games. I've gotten into a game sort of genre that I would have looked at and just thought these are garbage. I would never have played these games if Amazon specifically hadn't given them to me for free. I'd never have bought these. In fact, if you go to the legacy game store that hosts most of them, although that's changing now. Sorry, legacy game, sorry about this, but you look like a scam, mate. You look like a proper scam website. And the legacy games launcher's really unprofessional, but I enjoy the games. That goes for a lot of other game types. There's a lot of games on here that are indie games. Different game genres, like a few Metroidvanias that I probably wouldn't have bothered trying if I had to pay for it. There's experiential games that I've played. They don't always work. The Town of Light was the last one that I did a review on. It didn't work for me at all. But there's been other games that I've enjoyed the process of unfolding stories. I've gotten back into older games that I really enjoyed when I was younger and had a new appeal to me. I've revisited a bunch of games. In GOG, actually, I think I'll show the screenshot of my GOG library. There's games in there that are games I enjoyed 20 years ago, 20 plus years ago, that I replayed. I had to go through and get like a DOS box and all that sort of stuff for it. But I've really enjoyed getting back into gaming. I have thoughts after this process, obviously, about these free games. From Epic, if you haven't got an Epic account, go get one. Sign up for it and just collect the free games. You don't have to buy anything. I bought one game. Just collect their free games. Is Prime Gaming worth the Prime membership though? That's a tricky one. I mean, going forward, there's no guarantee that you're going to get the same quality of games as they've been given away. I do think they've stepped it up recently. There's been a lot of decent games and a lot of games being given away every month. But you got to go with the old financial warning. Past performance is no guarantee of future performance. Just because they're doing it now and have done in the past doesn't mean it's not just going to get garbage in the future. If you are someone that buys stuff from Amazon and pays for postage or wants to watch the stuff that's on Prime Video, yeah, I mean, it will be worth it. For me, it's been worthwhile. How long that lasts, I don't know. I need to cut costs quite badly, so I've been thinking about getting rid of it. If I do get rid of it, by the way, I will be able to tell you whether your Prime Gaming giveaways via the Amazon Game Store, I'll be able to tell you whether that's actually still available if you're not a Prime member. If anyone has done that, please let me know if that's the case. That would be really interesting to find out. So overall, I think what we've learned is, 1, GOG can be quite cheap, so check there for older games. 2, Steam is definitely the best store for the number of games they've got and for how easy it is to find games. because Epic was a bit of a pain in the ass. And it's so slow, Epic. Man. And free games are good. Yay, free games. More, please. Okay, I don't think I've got anything else to say, so I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.